Okay, welcome to the second series of Franki and Michelle.
The show brought to you by two grown-ass women who proudly have an ATM card. Today's show we'll be discussing friends with benefits, and no, we are not shagging.
No. And Mish, don't forget to mention our website, our Insta. Guys, don't forget to follow us, and to our dedicated peeps, sign up to our newsletter as well.
Yes, definitely. That's really important.
Yep.
Thanks, babe. And yeah.
Awesome.
Let's talk about it. Now, I have questions for you because I've been dying to ask you these questions. So, friends with benefits, we want to talk about all the insides and outsides of friendships because that's what we keep getting asked by most people most of the time. Yeah. But do you have any male friends?
I do.
You do?
I actually...
Hang on, I have to classify. Outside of your husband, like, that's your friendship. Like, you can be friends with, you know, hubby's friends with them, but you're more so that friend.
Yeah. So I have always been a girl boy, which means that I've always hung out with boys, and I find it easier to build relationships with men than what I do with women.
Yeah.
Purely because I grew up around boys. Like I lived in a suburb and there was like 27 boys.
How many brothers have you got?
I've got two brothers, two older brothers. So they had their boys, friends
hanging
coming
around
over.
the house. Are you the youngest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I am the youngest, but I'm the most maturest out of all of them. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But, like, so I always grew up around the boys. Like, my mum's best friend lives around the corner. She had two boys. The boy across the road was two boys. So, and even when I tried to go play with the girls, the actual parents would send me home and say that I wasn't allowed to play with their daughter.
Feral little,
that's
feral little
that's
child
how
around
feral
the corner.
I was. Yeah, it's like, you're not playing with my daughter. Go away. So my best friend, who I've had since I was in year 7, we met 19.
Oh, 93 would be the same as me.
93. We've been besties ever since.
Yep.
So he christened my son, my youngest. Yep, and he is my mate.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And even growing up, it was always him, myself, and another friend of
So
ours.
was hubby threatened by him when you guys met?
Well, yeah, it's a funny story because when I met my husband, he was like, oh, you know, do you have any friends? And I was like, yeah, of course I got friends. And I was like, oh, and he goes, well, when am I going to meet her? And I was like, her?
What do you mean?
And he goes, what do you mean? I was like, you mean him? And he was like, what? Because my husband is 12 years older than me.
Yeah, he's older than you as well.
He's really old school. You were never friends with girls. You just never had that, you know.
Absolutely. If you were friendly with a girl, you're going out.
And he was like, what do you mean it's a boy? And I was like, I mean, he's a boy. Yeah. He's my best mate. And even I moved to Melbourne and my friend came and visited me and his friends were like, where's Kex? And they're like, oh, she's at home with her friend.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, what do you mean? And he's like, how can you trust them alone? He's like, mate,
they've been friends for a long time.
They're friends.
Yeah.
I was like, mate, trust me. He's like a brother to me. I want to punch him in the head most days. But,
so it comes completely naturally.
Yeah, natural.
So I was the same. I grew up mixed, girls and boys, and I had an older brother, and I was, got on with boys heaps easier. Then I was put in an all-girls school, wasn't I? So then it's sort of like, oh, shit. So you've got to find your own way and sort of work out.
You were a Marucci Hoochie.
No,
that's what we
St.
used
Clair's.
to call you.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare put me in that
Clair.
bucket.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you very much. Way cooler. Okay.
I'm sorry, Marucci Hoochies.
Yeah, I know. If you're from Canberra, you totally get our conversation. So, no, I went to St. Clair's and it was all girls, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, shit, there's no boys. Nothing breaks it up. It's just all girls, all day, all personality. So then I had a real long, a break where I didn't have male friends. Any male attention you got was seen at, they wanted to go out with you, and it was all dating, and it was all, bullshit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I left school that I got those friendships back. So they're totally different. I'm the same as you. If I'm out with a bunch of people, I tend to gravitate towards the boys. My slang comes out and I have a few beers, and then it's like I feel more comfortable in that in the end, and by the end of the night, that's where I'm sitting.
I didn't have girlfriends until I had my firstborn and he went to school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And the mums group?
Mum groups. And only now as I've gotten older, I've got lots of females in my life.
So are the females like you, like me? Like, obviously, I'm very similar to you. We're a bit tomboyish.
No, I stick out like dog's balls in my friends' groups. I'm like the total
Same.
black sheep of the thing. But, it's really lovely to have a group of ladies that is really supportive and kind of gets you, especially when you're going through all this school stuff. And because we've all got kids at different ages, you know, it's really refreshing because, you know, I miss them, my kids being so little. So I hear them talk about their kids and I'm like, oh, but then, you know, for me, I can't relate because my kids are older. So, you know, they say, oh, how'd you do this or get them through high school?
That is nice.
All of that.
Yeah,
so
I've got a couple of girlfriends with younger kids.
Yeah.
And it's nice to say, oh, this, but it's also nice to go, oh, I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can leave their kids, like, give their kids a cuddle and see them on, like, I'm getting out of there. I'm going to go home and have a margarita. So it's
nice. It's nice to have. But I do love my boys.
Yeah.
I do. I don't say that in like a hoish kind of way.
No, neither do I. And it's a different kind of, I don't know, I just feel relaxed. Like, and the banter goes back and forth and you can just be yourself. So sometimes you're a little bit more guarded with girlfriends. Like, you don't want to say something. But you can say most atrocious things and your male friends laugh and that's it. Like, that's how it is.
It's not a thing.
No, exactly.
Yeah, and I've got a very vulgar mouth. My mum.
Do you? I hadn't noticed.
My mum often says that I remind her of my grandma who I've never met.
Oh,
but
really?
It was my dad's mum.
Yeah.
And she was like vulgar as she would swear.
So it's genetic.
And she's like, I swear to God, you are like your grandma.
That's hilarious.
Like, you are just.
So does your mum swear?
No.
No, it doesn't. No. See, my mum rang me and said, look, like she listened to the first series of podcasts. She goes, oh, no, I like it. It's really good. Because my mum was a stylist, makeup artist, hairdresser. So she resonates with you a lot. She goes, but the swearing? Yeah. I'm like, oh, sorry. But that's a different generation.
But and for me, who comes from an Italian family, like a big Italian family, like swearing is like a term of endearment in my family. Like, you know, I remember my grandma and my granddad, you know, they would swear to communicate.
Yeah.
Like, you know, my grandma was a ball breaker.
So why does your mum not swear then? She just doesn't.
My mum's a nerd. She hasn't even eaten a French fry from McDonald's.
Oh, she's old school.
We always used to say to her that we'd spike her pasta sauce with pot. You know, we're going to put pot in it one day so you can get
stoned.
Put
in a tiramisu and see what happens.
She was like, shut up. Like, she doesn't drink.
Nothing.
She doesn't, no. She's super healthy. Like,
That's brilliant. She's going to live forever.
So she's, but, you know, my dad swears.
Yeah.
Sometimes really inappropriately. My brothers swear. My uncle and my auntie. Oh, my
really?
God. Oh.
Okay, so I'm coming to the next family event. You have to take me along.
Okay.
I've got to meet these people.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I love them, but we're all feisty, which doesn't help.
Oh, no. I don't know how you do that because I'm the only me in my family.
Yeah, right.
So I do stick out, sore thumb, but it's only me. I can't imagine. Otherwise, I'd just clash with everybody.
Yeah.
Actually, my daughter, sorry, I shouldn't say that. My daughter is a mini me.
And she even looks like a mini.
She looks like me. She sounds like me, but I always say to her, she's a better version of me.
Yeah.
Because she's just like perfect.
Yeah.
Just love it a bit. So, brace yourself because she wants to work with me as well. I don't know how that's going to go.
I'm so excited.
All right. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about, so my kids are getting to the age, they're teenagers now, and the adults, my husband and my adult friends, my kids now get along with.
Yeah.
Like have chats with, just communicate with, like it's just they're growing into my kids' family. And I always find, I never really realised that would happen.
Yeah.
But the enjoyment I get from seeing that happen, like they come over for a swim and a barbie and the kids are chatting with them and it's just the nicest. Do you have that with your kids?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We've got friends that come over for dinner and my kids adore them so much that they'll just sit around the table with you and we'll all engage in conversations.
Yeah.
You know, it's easier now, but even when they were little, they used to do it.
Yep.
I guess now it's from a different kind of perspective. So, like, you know, my eldest just turned 18 the other week.
Big party, guys.
Yeah, like a 5-day hangover.
I did not hear from Franki for a week,
Can I tell you what happened?
Tell me.
Just quickly, he was like, my son's like, the next day he had like all the presents and the alcohol.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, Mum, you know, someone's stolen my Fireball whiskey.
Oh,
like,
far out.
Like, who would have fucking done that?
Yes.
No one would have gone into Nonna's house
and taken a bottle of that.
No one would do that, mate. Obviously, it's been put somewhere.
Yeah.
A few hours later, my girlfriend sent me a photo of me with the bottle of whiskey.
So good.
I think I found your thief. It was your mother.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't hear from you for a week.
Yeah, but backtracking to
that.
Well,
did you have any of your friends at his 18th?
Yeah, so I had a lot of my friends who had known Yanni, because I had Yanni when I was really young.
Yeah.
a lot of my friends were going out. So we would go out on a Saturday night and come home and look after Yanni together. So there was a lot of my friends that have known him ever since he was little. And so, there was a lot of those people there. There was 87 people there.
That's crazy.
And that was not with the Melbourne side that didn't come because they went into lockdown 5 days before. But, So anyway, back to the friends of
Yes.
Yeah. So
adult friends.
So my kids sit around all the time and just hang out with them and
I don't know why. I just never really thought about it. And I really noticed it over the summer.
Yeah.
And then my girlfriend had her 40th and my kids wanted to give her a card because we're going out for the nice lunch. And I sort of was joking around, you need to open this card because Ella's written on it. God knows what it says because Ella's got a joking relationship with this lady. And she wrote her the most beautiful card. Like, you're like my second mom and I adore you and I'm just really proud of you. And it just took my breath away. I thought that's so nice that they've now got those relationships.
Yeah. I've got friends that don't have children. And they love my kids.
Yeah, that's nice.
And they come over for dinner and my kids will sit around the table and they will sit there the whole night until they go home.
I'm dreading that my kids are old enough to drink with me because it's going to cost me a fucking bomb.
Yeah.
They're going to be drinking the red wine with them.
It's actually quite nice to sit down and have a drink with your child. It actually is really nice. It's just a totally different, you're kind of moving from mum to child to kind of mum to like friend, but still have that mum about you. It's really bizarre. It's a very bizarre feeling. I love it.
Well, you'll have it down pat by the third one's through.
If my son's ever home, because since he's turned 18, he's
Have you not seen him?
No, I haven't seen him. But if he's ever home, I can't wait to go to the club or the pub and just sit down and have a drink with him and a meal, like an adult meal.
I'd like to travel too with my kids are older, like young adults. It'd be pretty good.
It'd be so good.
Now, question, talking about moving and travelling, would you life change, pack up your whole life here, move and start again? You would?
In a heartbeat. I actually, when Sam retires, and people think that I'm joking, and I'm not joking, okay?
This is on record now.
I am going to the Greek islands.
You are?
I'm going to go live in a hut and drink ouzo. Yep.
Oh, shit,
and
I'm just
going to go live in
I'll
the
bring
beach.
The mics.
And everyone's like, what about your kids? Well, my kids will be old enough. They can come and live there.
Like you want to pack up, Marie Kondo, everything, like whatever, just take whatever makes you happy in a suitcase and fuck off.
Because I think I've done the whole hog of working and doing everything that I just want to go and enjoy my life as an older person and be one of those people that are on the Greek islands and be in my bikini because I don't care because I'm too fucking old. One of those people.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, I never would have thought that with you. I thought no, because my plan is too. I'm out. Like I want to live. I want to be a global citizen. That's in my book. I want to have 2 or 3 little small residences around the world and wherever my kids are, and just break up my time between Scotland, New York, and probably New Zealand.
Yeah,
that's
right.
the plan.
New Zealand. I've never been to New Zealand.
Home base in New Zealand. An apartment in Edinburgh in Scotland because we used to live in Scotland, and New York in Soho because that's like my favourite part of New York. Right. And then I'll just break up the months of the year. Awesome. Depends on the weather.
So then make sure you've got a spare room.
Okay, so you need guys if you want to be friends with us. Listen, you've now got accommodation in Greece. In Scotland,
I think I will do that.
And my goal is to, so at the moment, this is so silly, just because I'm about visualization and, you put out into the universe, it will come. So I'm making sure I've got like 6 coats, so 2 for Scotland, 2 for New York, 2 for New Zealand, and I'm going to divide my wardrobe into thirds. So I'm currently working on my 3 favourite pairs of jeans.
That is a little fucking extreme. Just saying. Like, I get the law of attraction, but to go that far.
No, I'm like next level. It's like my 3 favourite pair of jeans here, 3 there. And then I can just travel without a suitcase, and actually a small suitcase. And then, you got to take your suitcase because otherwise they'll get you through customs. Like, what are you doing coming into our country? But, that's my whole, I'm literally visualising it now.
They'll think that you've got drugs in your boobs.
Oh, don't talk about boobs this week.
All right. You wanted to ask me this.
Yes.
It's if you had a celebrity, who would it be?
No, celebrity BFF.
Oh, celebrity BFF. Right.
Now, we guys have a mutual love of an AFL player. Have we talked about this yet?
Dustin Martin.
Yeah, a massive crush on Dustin Martin.
No, you'll have to tell that story. But first ask me who I think
okay.
my celebrity.
If you had a celebrity BFF, who would it be?
Roxy Jacenko.
You bitch.
No. Who would it be? If I could be a BFF with anyone, it would be Michelle Obama.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I absolutely love
Have you read her book yet?
I haven't read her book, but I watched her documentary.
Okay, I'll buy you the book for your birthday.
I don't have time to read a book. But yeah, I watched her documentary and
you fell in love?
She was amazing.
Yeah, I haven't watched that. I'm going to watch that.
She's really, truly amazing human being.
I wouldn't have picked that. That's cool.
Yeah, I know. I'm very weird.
So male BFF, Dusty Martin. Female BFF. I'll let you have two.
No, well, Dustin Martin wouldn't really be my BFF.
He's something else.
He would be something else that I can't say live on air. But for a male BFF, I reckon I could be BFFs with Channing Tatum.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, that's going to be friends with benefits for me. I don't think I could leave that alone.
Yeah. Okay. Probably not.
You hadn't thought about that?
I don't know. It's really hard to pick a male BFF.
You want to know mine?
Yep.
Dave Chappelle.
Ah.
Oh, man. For me, comedy is like the be-all and end-all. Like being in New York too, we go to the comedy clubs and I would just sit there. Stand-up comedy and me, just the best thing ever.
I would probably be BFFs with Kevin
Hart. Oh, my daughter loves the Kevin Hart stand-ups and stuff.
Yeah, he would be good to be
So I want Eddie Murphy to come back and do stand-up again. I'm sorry, Raw and Delirious need to be redone for 2021. Someone has to pay that man to come back and do stand-up.
You reckon?
Oh, my God, I cannot watch Raw and Delirious any more than I already have.
Does your husband have a celebrity BFF?
Oh, a leave pass or a BFF?
Oh,
we're talking
both.
leave passes?
I don't know, both.
I don't know, to be honest. Oh, no, he loves Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
And I think every male does. And, Jennifer Lopez. He's got a weird little thing for J-Lo.
I want to age like J-Lo.
You do? That's Botox, honey. We've already talked about this.
No. I law of attraction.
Yes.
On my mirror, I want to have age like J-Lo.
Age like J-Lo.
Yeah,
she's pretty good at 50s,
law
isn't
of
she?
attraction, you know, you could do that. Yeah, she's hot. I think my husband would do J-Lo.
Yeah, I think so.
I wouldn't blame him.
So there's been... I think most of us would convert, though, wouldn't we? If we had the chance. So when I was little, I have not asked you this yet, and I'm really surprised because I still ask adults. So when I was little, I had a friendship test. And you had to answer this question in the playground. And if you answered it correct, I shall be your friend. And if you answered it incorrect, I will not be your friend. Okay, so...
I'm scared.
Would you rather be a cowboy or a ninja?
Oh, definitely a ninja.
Oh, yes! That's the answer. Well done.
Definitely a ninja.
So, for me, I don't know what it was at the time. I don't know, was it the 80s or what? Karate Kid?
Was it Ninja Turtles?
Turtles, whatever. If you said cowboy, you were out. I'm sorry.
Right.
You did not make the lunch crowd.
Oh.
You had to sit at the other table.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so isn't that weird? I had a test even then. You had to get through my boundary.
I would pick ninja because I've always loved the thought of being an assassin that changes her looks.
Oh, that's cool.
Goes and kills people.
Okay, let's be careful, everyone.
I love that.
Well, that can be your second job in Greece.
If I could do that, that would make me really happy.
Assassin.
Yeah.
You're going to have to change your hair.
Yeah, I know, but I reckon I could do that. All those people with all those wigs and stuff.
And you'd love that, the different outfits.
Jump out of buildings and all of that stuff.
Okay, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, so, I don't know. Ninja definitely.
Yeah, so I've been watching Yellowstone. My
husband
So I went from Vikings to Yellowstone. And because I drive the big utes.
Can I tell you a story about Vikings?
Yes.
Okay, so me and my girlfriend, we were at the airport, Sydney
You've been meaning
airport.
to tell me this story.
Oh,
yes.
So we were at Sydney airport anyway, and our plane was delayed.
Yeah.
And we're sitting down and, the travelators that move people like that. Anyway, my girlfriend's starts hitting me and she's like, oh, my God, it's blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? Who? And she's like, the guy from Vikings.
Ragnar?
Yeah. And
God.
And I go, where? Who? Who's that? I don't know because I don't watch Vikings.
Okay, so he's the lead character, guys.
She goes,
in
that
Vikings.
guy.
He's sexy as fuck.
That guy down there. And I was like, the homeless guy. And
okay, he's probably, because he's got the beard.
And I was like, whatever. Anyway, so we're sitting there, plane was delayed. Next thing we know, this guy comes up to my girlfriend and gives her a little soft toy and says, I couldn't find any flowers, but here's my number.
Holy cow.
And I'm looking at him going, I didn't know who it was. So I'm like.
His eyes are blue. And did he have a beard?
He just looked homeless to me. I don't know. Anyway, she's like, that's him. And I was like, I don't know. Is it? So she starts Googling the pictures and I was like, oh my God,
it's him.
It is him.
Yeah.
And she was like, holy fuck. Anyway, so we're on the plane. I was like, text him. Hurry up, text him.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, they start talking and he would not admit that it was him the whole weekend, right? But he would say things like, yeah,
was he like testing her?
No, I just don't think he wants everyone to know or something. And so if he was talking to me, I wouldn't even know. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't know.
Oh, God, I would have jumped on him.
And anyway, so she's like going, oh, okay. And he's saying, yeah, I just come from like Avoca. And so we're Googling it. And it says, oh, yeah, his family lives in a dairy farm in Avoca. And I was like, oh, my God, it's him. She's like, no, it's not him. Anyway, we're at Noosa. And then she's like, I won't be back to Sydney until the Sunday. Goes, I was supposed to go back to LA. Let me see if I can change my flight. I was like, for sure it's him.
God.
Who else would be going to LA?
And change their flight
anyway,
like that?
So she went back and had a date with him. And they were in Coogee. And everyone was like wanting to come and take photos.
Yeah.
And so she just didn't want to let up that she knew that it was him. And she said, what are you, like a celebrity or something?
Yeah.
And he just giggled. So anyway, they pashed and that's the end of that story.
See, that's like my Dusty Martin story, but I didn't pash him.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there you go. Anyway, just now that you've mentioned the Vikings. My girlfriend pashed the
guy
what's
from
his
Viking?
Ragnar.
Ragnar. Okay. So when she
Vikings.
meets someone from Yellowstone, let me know because I've moved on from Vikings in Yellowstone.
Okay.
So, but back to my ninja cowboy question.
Yep.
I'm kind of sliding into the cowboy life because I've got the big black ram and I listen to country music anyway. So my answer, you may have to answer cowboy on me. Like, if I ask you in 12 months' time, I'm going to change it. Yeah. Bit of both.
You're having an identity
I really
crisis.
am at the moment. I don't know what to do with myself. It's the first time in 40 years that question.
Are you going to change your pronouns?
No, don't. Oh, my gosh. I love pronouns because it does help in my I've got kids. Obviously, everyone knows I've got a gay son and pronouns are important. But all we talk about in my house at the moment is fucking pronouns.
Oh, it's the same. That's my daily conversation with
just
children.
tell me your pronouns. I get it. I respect it. I love them. And it gives me clarity, but that's it. That's the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you change them, give me an update.
It's just hard putting them or they in a sentence.
Well, that's what my mum asked. She goes like, so if she's like, what would I use for Ella? Because she wants to be she, they.
Yeah.
And I said to my son, look, Nen wants to know like what pronoun he said, well, look, the way to put it is the closer you are, that's her grandmother. It knows her as a female and she's a she. So she has the right to use she more than they.
Ah,
so he said it's
that's
dependent.
A clever way of
it depended on the relationship. So I rang Mum back and said, "You can call her she."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, because Mum wants to know. Mum wants to be respectful as well." But that he gave me a little bit more clarity, which bless his heart, which is really cool. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah. So you don't always have to. Depends on your relationship. If it's your boys, if it's
someone close
girlfriend or things like that. If it's me or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Oh.
Isn't that cool?
Well, there you go.
But they is hard to throw in a sentence.
It is.
So you've got to be super careful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's an all learning curve for me.
Yeah. Okay, so going back to in your group of friends, that you're the one that stands out a little bit. Yeah. In my book, I think I named one of the chapters, or there's a quote in there. Sorry, guys, I did write it a couple of years ago. I'm the friend you have to explain to other friends before they meet me.
Yeah.
So I always find if I'm going to a new friendship group and there's or people in there that do know me, but I'm coming to meet new people, they explain me before I get there.
Yeah, right.
Like they feel the need that she's really nice. They give that whole she's really nice, but she's loud and she's like I enter a room, I suck all the oxygen. I get that. But sometimes then that gives people a preconceived notion of who I really am. Like they get their guard up a little, or they're like, oh, I'm not going to be friends with her because it's too, like, you know, I'm not too much, but they just think, or they think I don't need a new friend or things like that. They just.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't know if my friends
do they explain you?
No, but I am that one when I call and they're on speakerphone. They're like, I'm on speakerphone. The kids are in the car.
Actually, you need to do that to me because I think I've dropped a few when you've got the kids in the car.
I do get that. I don't know if I'm the one that they explain about. I don't know.
You don't need explanations.
But I do know that I am the black sheep out of all my friendship groups. But you know what? I am who I am. And if you don't like it, like, fuck off, really. I can't change who I am.
No, and I noticed too, I'm the friend they invite, like first if they're going out, if there's anything to do with going out, like a weekend away or whatever, I'm the first one they touch base with because, like, you want someone to come along who's going to be full of energy and it's going to be fun and it's going to have a good time.
Yeah.
Because they need that energy in the room. But sometimes they go out and have dinner and they don't invite me. I'm like, I didn't want to go anyway.
Yeah, right.
If it's really boring, they're really quite nice. So like, oh, Misha's not going to want to go.
Yeah, okay.
And then one time I was at school and I overheard someone ask, it was like a morning breakfast thing.
Yeah.
Where's Michelle? She's not here. And one of the mums said, oh, she does not come to these things. And I was actually there and she turned around and she went, holy shit, it's been 5 years. We haven't seen you at one of these things. I went, yeah, I just thought I'd rock the boat a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I walked into my son's school the other day, primary school, and they clapped. That's how much I don't walk in there. I'll tell you a story, actually. I was doing like a workshop at school for like the mums. Anyway, this mum had come that I had never met.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's like, oh, do you, how long have you been at this school? And I said, oh, well, I've had 2 kids.
Yeah, forever.
Come through I've been here for ages. And she said, oh, what about number 3? Where's he? And I was like, he's like in year 3 or 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. And she's like looking at me and my girlfriend's like, what building is he in? And I go, I don't know. And then she goes, teacher? And I go, I don't know that either. And I was like, anyway, I may or may not have a child that goes to this school. I drop him off at the shops and I know that I pick him up at 3 o'clock. And she was just like, she must have only had one because she was like,
okay, I can't talk because
she was mortified that I just didn't know anything to do with my child. But in my defense, it's because I work.
Exactly.
And I just don't have time. And I figured if there's something wrong with my kids, the teachers will call.
Yeah, so I'm the total opposite. So I'm the first in line to pick up my kids. Like I was president of my kids' primary school.
Oh, you're one of those
P&F.
mums.
Yeah, totes. I ran the show, ran the fate stalls, ran every art and craft in the classroom, like completely and utterly all over it until they hit high school.
Okay, wait. Would you judge the other mums that couldn't do it? You would.
No. So working mums never, like, because I get that life.
Yeah.
The mums, the stay-at-home mums, usually the ones who come in and chip in.
Yeah.
So at a P&F meeting once, I used accidentally, what did the principal say? I've popped a champagne cork and I can't get it back in. I made her extremely upset because basically I don't care what you do, but just don't have an opinion if you don't help.
Yeah, right.
You know, I know you can be working, but you can certainly donate cake, buy a cake from Woolies and drop it off.
Yeah.
But if you do nothing and you come to a meeting or you come at me via email and have an opinion, you can fuck off.
Yeah, right.
So then I would stand up for myself because everyone's in their own world, everyone's in their own life, going through their own shit, divorces and new babies and what, especially in primary school, like it's a mess. There's stepmoms, it's just, and I just used to say, look, if you flip the sausages and you help out, that's the expression. If you're flipping sausages, I will leave you alone if you leave me alone. Like just.
One time they were getting ready for the fete and I was sitting there picking up my child and one of the mums came with, a board to write your names down who to help.
Yeah.
She asked everyone and then she got to me and she goes, well, I'm not going to ask you because you won't fucking bother.
No, I ain't that bitch.
And I said, that's right, because I'd rather pretend like I've got coffee in my coffee cup and have vodka while you guys fucking do everything.
Oh, so what I say to you today, I'm a boss bitch, but I'm not an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm happy to be in control, happy to be that person. But you know what I'm like? If I'm going to do something, I do it. I get in and I'm the one putting in the hours. Yeah, but just basically don't come at me with it. Because people come at me and go, oh, you should do it this way. It's like, well, either fucking help or donate something or shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once I hit high school, I backed off because I'm like, my kids are so involved in sport. Just concentrate on my own kids. But all the hours I did and all the stuff on P&F, there was one, I can't tell you what it was, but I needed to pull a massive favour at the school.
Right.
And I made a phone call, the favour was done, and that was it. My time here's done. I did I just, that there happened to be one thing one day and it was to protect my kids.
Yeah.
And you did it. You did it.
You
made
did
the call,
what you
done, and I still have a great relationship with school. Actually, I'm got a few things I'm going to sort out at the senior school, but I'll let you know how that goes next few weeks. So principal sent me a lovely email yesterday.
Like a lovely
lovely email.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, generally wanting to know my opinion because when you do put in the effort at the schools and things like that, they do listen and they do respect us as a family. Yeah. So, he wants to know my opinion on a few things, so I shall let him know.
So
I just have to wear my pink suit, that pink suit.
Yeah.
Wear my cute suit.
I went to a party not long ago, and there were some mums and their kids go to your fancy school.
Okay.
And she turned her nose up at my public school kids.
Are you kidding?
Yeah,
Tell me your name later. I'll sort it out.
Anyway, she was like, oh, yeah, we go to blah, blah school. And I said, oh, yeah, I send my kids to public school. She's like, oh, my God, how is that? Like, we come from the ghetto.
Are you kidding?
And so I just said, you know what? I said there's shit kids at every school, whether you go public or private.
We've had this conversation. Yeah. The private school kids can often be the worst.
Well, they're the ones that,
they have means.
Well, I said to her, they're the worst because they steal their mummy's stash. So I thought, eat shit, say something about my kids one more time.
Oh, my God. No, you're right. There's bad parents in every school. There's bad kids in every school. And the reality is you choose the best school for your family and your kids and no one else should have a fucking opinion.
Thank you. Yes. Amen to that, sister.
Okay,
we're cool? Way too much airtime, I think. That's a wrap.
Definitely. No worries, baby. Thank you. Thankfully, there's always another episode.
Yeah. Speaking of which, what's in store for our next one?
Okay, so our next episode is, Heartbreak High.
Ooh.
Sweet.
Sounds interesting.
Does.
All right. Peace.